one. Let me go ahead and go to the tower, so I don't have to sit in the orbit the entire time. So, now that we are going to the tower, I'm going to explain my opinion of Destiny 2 Renegades, what's caused the problems, and hopefully Bungie starts to do this correctly. So, Renegades. One of the best DLCs we've ever had, to be honest. Forsaken looks like a pile of ants compared to Renegades. Yes, Renegades is more smaller of DLC size, but storytelling is fucking better. Activities are better. Dungeon is way better. So I don't really care about the dungeon being too short, because one, all dungeons are the same difficulty as the Master Nightfall. Number two, it's not a raid. It's never going to be a raid. Number three, I don't really see why people are bitching and complaining about, oh, the dungeon's too slow or too short and it sucks. But in reality, it's one of the best dungeons we ever had. The lore behind it, and the fact that Bale is going to be going to our grave to find a way to kill us. Since we died in the Vex network, not even us were sure exactly why we died either. So, Renegades, I will give it 8 out of 10. One of the best DLCs we had, especially with storytelling. The Proxic Blade is one of the best weapons we ever had. And especially for Titans, we got a weapon that we don't have to use a fucking sword with flash encounter for strongholds. Which, in normal strongholds, if you did not have flash encounter, you physically have to block and then hit the weapon against the enemy just to be able to get health. Proxic Blade actually makes it a hell of a lot easier, reflecting the bullets while it hits the enemies, instantly healing you every single time the reflection hits. So basically it makes it so much easier, more simpler, and without any problems, and no difficulties to it. Very easy to understand. Light attack, light attack, light attack. Heavy causes you to do a whirlwind swing. Or a roundhouse swing, whatever you want to call it. Proxic Blade crystals. Yes, I agree that crystals needs to have a little bit more increase to the RNG. Especially bullshit when I'm having. The exotic quests are not dropping for the contest, which makes it more harder to get the Scion, which is my last crystal I can get. I have every single one, including the ones I have to buy. And it's just pretty much just based on RNG. It's completely random on how many contracts you have done. It just all depends on your RNG. Which, so most people have terrible RNG. Now, what's the problems of Destiny 2? Destiny 2 has been overwhelmed by YouTubers controlling how the gameplay is. Unnecessary nerfs, bullshit god rolls that they think that's so good when it's actually trash. They say, oh, use this god roll, but when you try it, it's shit. I have plenty of times where that happened. Community has plenty of times that happened. Every time a god roll, so-called god roll, has appeared by a streamer, half the time it's not even accurate. It's actually the roll you didn't expect to be a god roll is the 5 out of 5 god roll. Number 2. Unnecessary nerfs to both weapons and abilities. You are a streamer of the community. You should focus on how the community wants, not what you want. No one wanted Div nerfed. No one. That's why Salty Grappa got so much fucking hate because of that shit. Let me go ahead and break it down how Div works. Div is a trice rifle you get from Garden of Salvation by going to the moon and finding the location where Garden of Salvation starts, farm it until a yellow engram drops. Touch it and exotic quest begins. It tells you exactly what you're going to do by doing the conflux on Nessus. You're going to be killing some Vex. I think it's 150 in total. Then you got to go into Garden of Salvation and do the Div puzzle. Once you have successfully did a Div puzzle and defeated the final boss, now you're stuck with the weapon. What does Div do? Div is a buff weapon for precisions only. It's not for grenades, it's not for supers, it's nothing but precision. So if you want to know what precision is, it's snipers, scouts, pulse rifles. Those are primaries. No. Star Wars, some people are iffy with Star Wars. It all depends if you're a fan or not. But Bungie actually got accurate with that. The story based. But I'm actually glad they didn't kill Bale yet. We're probably going to be killing it inside of our graves. But Div is a sniper precision only type of technically a buff. Tractor cannon is all weapon, full body, full ability, full super, debuff. You don't need to have Div nerfed. It was meant for only precisions. It's not meant for every weapon. It's meant for precision only. That's the reason why you get more damage when you're doing precision. And not rockets. Not grenade launchers. Those are for tractor cannon. Aerial effectiveness, like grenade launchers, rockets, supers, grenades, melees, those are for tractor cannon. But the Div nerfed was not necessary. Now we're going back to Renegades. Renegades were a little bit slightly overpowered, which I'm actually proud of. This is the first time that Bungie actually allowed overpowered shit to happen and not immediately fix it when something is broken. But I do want them to fix it in PvP, and if you don't know what I'm talking about the manacles. Nothing manacles. Gauntlets of the Warlocks. You hold down your grenade, you throw it, and you are not going to be able to escape it. Once those things seek you, you're dead. You can't shoot it, and they can follow you for a pretty long time. They can continue to follow you. They're just like axiom bolts. But they're way more potent. That needs to be nerfed in PvP. Pulse rifles has been meta for 9 seasons. Overtuned, overbuffed, way too powerful. You want to know how much the new pulse rifle is being used right now? While every weapon is not being used? 22%, 1.9 million kills within 2 weeks of trials. You want to know the second best weapon? Is a hand cannon. A hand cannon. that only has 500,000 kills. You can see the big, massive difference between both weapons. Which one do you think overpowers the other? Pulse rifles has been overly buffed, and not just damage, the range, the stability, the recoil. If you use fucking Outbreak Perfected and not aim, there's literally no recoil. None. It doesn't bounce up, higher, higher, higher. It just stays in the exact center. Pulse rifle's damage needs to be nerfed. The range is fine. The stability is fine. It's just the damage. Buff primary weapons in PvE. So we can use weapons like Necrochasm or Thorn with necrotic grips to spread that poison. Buff a couple weapons. Give it a Callus. There's plenty of weapons that don't have Callus yet. And to be honest, we didn't even need vault space. It's just the problems of people hoarding weapons that are never going to be meta. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, people still hold their weapons. I've seen a couple of vault space that people use. Seventh Wrath, Chronos Roast, we can already have a better roll for that. Exactly. So, here's the problem with that. There is some raids that actually have exotics. Calixed. Necrochasm does, Vault of Glass does, King's Fall does, but none of the actual non-Destiny 1 raids don't. Div doesn't. Hell, you can even put it on there, hey, you're going to give it a faster reload. That's perfectly fine. Or hold down for a certain amount of time and it buffs the div. That could be a good catalyst too. For the finality, not finality auger. Condition of finality. Hitting an enemy with stasis or solar of the shotgun causes ignition and freeze and shatter on impact. So if you are... Yeah, exactly. These are the problems that majority of the raid weapons don't feel like they're powerful because they don't have anything to boost them. They don't have a catalyst like Necrochasm does, or Vex does, or Touch of Mouse does. They don't have those catalysts. These weapons do need catalyst. Last Word has not even gotten a catalyst, which I'm just very, very fucking surprising. That's very fucking surprising, considering the Last Word is one of the oldest weapons in the game. Last Word. All of these has catalyst. All of them. Except for Wishender, of course. All of these have catalyst. Last Word for some reason doesn't. Even Lumina has a catalyst. Thorn has a catalyst. They need to give Last Word a catalyst. Even if it means just for stability or even a reload exotic catalyst for it. I'm fine with that. Because it actually helps the weapon. And for the last, I'd say, probably 5 seasons, Bungie has not done anything but overbuffed Hunters. Hunters only received 38 nerfs in total 5 years. Warlocks have received 46 nerfs in the last 5 years. Titans have received 115 nerfs in 5 years. The most nerfs in the game, and 98% of those nerfs were unnecessary. Because they nerfed him because the streamer asked for it. Instead of worrying about something that's actually overpowered. Having 3 consecration is not overpowered, you know. But yet you can have a fucking hunter with a fucking throwing knife instantly bounce off the walls and hit the head in an instant. That's not broken. You can have invisibility over the fucking place in PvP. And you can barely see them. They're not on your radar. That's not overpowered. You see my fucking point here? And plus, consecration doesn't fucking work half the time. There's a 98% chance it would fail when you activate it. I have hundreds of videos proving that. Assaulted Grippo got it nerfed. A nerf to ability that doesn't work. And he said it was overpowered. Apparently you don't know what the fuck overpowered is. Stare at your fucking hunters and you see what overpowered looks like. It seems like every fucking season or every buff TWAB comes out, it's nothing but hunters. And if it's about Titans and Warlocks, it's about a fucking armor piece or ability no one fucking uses. Now you see my fucking point. Why I get pissed off at streamers. Because they caused so much downfall to Destiny. It's not just Bungie's fault. It's streamers. Because they know, I am the fucking ego of Destiny 2, and I have done this many road race, everyone has to listen to what I say, because I'm better than you. That mindset is a childish. It's fucking childish. It's like me walking up to you and say, I'm gonna smack your fucking drink down and say, you're poor. I'm rich. That's the same meditation, that's the same fucking thing that streamers do. They smack you drinks, they call you poor. Because in their minds, oh, I have done wars first, and I won. I'm better than you. You have to listen to what I say, because I'm a better player than you. That's the mentality of what downsized Destiny 2. Ego. Elitist. Top 1%ers that wanted difficult shit when 99% of the fucking community disagrees. If you want fucking difficulty, go to fucking Dark Souls. Don't fuck with someone else's game that's been their childhood. I don't care if you are a childhood for the game too. You don't get to fucking use that power of a streamer to abuse it. If I was a high-class YouTuber, I would pay attention to fucking Twitter, and I would write down everything that the community says. Fuck Reddit. Reddit's not even accurate. It's just full of Destiny haters. And I will write down exactly what the community wants, and I will talk about it in a video, and I will share my opinions and what is similar to what there is, and see if Bungie can get it delivered. That's what I would do if I was a fucking high-class streamer. Not with their mentality of, oh, I'm the best, everyone has to listen to what I say, and what I say is this, and this is getting nerfed too. This mentality would cause those games to die. They ruined it in Call of Duty. They ruined it in every fucking online game. And I'm not the only one that says. I may be a streamer, but I don't put up with fucking bullshit like that. Our job as streamers is to build each other, not trash talk. That's the whole point of building a community, is to work together as a team. Play as a team. Talk as a team. Think as a team. For the first time ever, I did a Battle Disciple. A speedrunner was going to oob out of the map and pull. I warned if he did it, he'd be kicked. He listened. We found a new player before he got disconnected at the third encounter. The speedrun was actually kind enough not to speedrun. That's mentality of the community. It's thinking other than your fucking ego to help someone else. That's the whole point of a fucking community. There's so much toxic in this goddamn community. No one cares about your fucking egos. I can tell you that right in your face. No one fucking cares. My clan leader finally talked me into of soloing a dungeon. Because I don't claim to be a good player. I fall underneath stress easily. But today, I gave Equilibrium a chance. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly. I gave it a chance. And I tried soloing my first ever dungeon. First ever. Because I'd rather have teamwork than soloing. In every game I play, I always rely on teamwork. This was the first time I stepped out of that comfort zone and tried something different. I got into the final boss, and I fucked myself on the first fucking part of the first 5 seconds of the fucking thing, because my Titan dumbass decided to jump up to the fucking area where the first few enemies are, and I got killed by a drop pod. I know, you can laugh. If you did not count that death, I went flawless all the way to the final boss. If you did not count that death. First time dungeon solo. Almost went completely flawless if I didn't fuck up that beginning. And I'd rather have survivability over damage. Because you have high damage, what's stopping you for dying easily? So I used strongholds, and I took my time. I could have used something that's overpowered, something that would give me advantage, but I didn't. I wanted to use no builds, stronghold only, and see where it got me. And it got me to the final encounter. And I'm damn proud of myself. The fact that it's my first solo dungeon ever, and minus the first death, I got to the final encounter flawlessly. Because I took my time, did not rush, and went with survivability over damage. That's why I fucking love strongholds. Because Titans don't really have that many healing good builds. That's not overly complicated of how to work. And I used Proxic Blade and I used Depth Razor as my damage 2 weapons for the first boss. See, if Bungie made it very overwhelming, very heavy mechanic based like you guys wanted and bitched about, I would never have attempted a solo dungeon. I would have been discouraged. I wouldn't even try. Yeah, it all depends if you can kill the ads while he's chasing your ass down. Because when you're soloing, you don't have teammates to distract him. He's on your ass 100% of the time. That's why I relied on Stronghold, because I can block him when he does the melee, attack, heals, and then just do the combos repeatedly right before he attacks again. Block, attack, heal, and do it again. It made it took longer, but I did it flawlessly. Minus the drop pod at the very beginning. That was my bad. Because I rushed instead of taking my time and kill the rest of the enemies, and I got killed by the drop pod. So, that's my beat. Because I rushed instead of taking my time. And I paid it with my mistake. So easy dungeons are not bad. It helps to encourage people who have never soloed a dungeon to try it. That's why I don't understand why people are bitching because it's too easy. I literally do not understand that. It just doesn't make sense. Would you rather have it be easy or a master raid difficulty as a dungeon? Massive mechanics, massive ad clear, massive fucking stress. No one wants that. They want it to where it's simple to understand, simple to remember, come up with a strategy, and press forward. But all the hardcore cocksuckers wants the game to make it even more harder and more difficult when knowing that new players, we rely on fucking new players. It's what keeps every game alive. The more new players we get, the longer our game survives. And I'm telling you right now, if you want to keep that mentality, D3 will fucking fail on arrival. Regardless of how good the story is, regardless of how good the fucking weapons are, it will fail if new players do not hop in. So making activities overwhelmingly difficult, purposely, will ruin the game. That's what these 1% idiots don't understand. Do make the game more difficult, it would discourage the new players from even attempting it. Oh, this is too fucking difficult. I have no one telling me what to do. I'm fucking done. I'm deleting Destiny. That's what's gonna fucking happen in D3. I fucking promise you. If it happening now, what's stopping it from happening in D3? No one cares about your fucking egos. You keep it to yourself. And stop ruining fucking games. It's not the developer's fault. It's the community trying to be toxic to one another. And just like I said before, their mentality is walking up to you, smack your fucking shit out of your hands, and then call you poor. That's their fucking mentality. That's the mentality of streamers. That's the mentality of 1%ers. Because they can't grow the fuck up. It's that simple. There's nothing else to say. It's that simple. If you're joining OFG, and it does not say fast run, competitive, do not join if you are a speedrunner. Because we don't care if you're oobing around, or if you think you look cool. Because it doesn't. It makes you look like a fool. It makes you look like a jerk. It makes you look like an asshole. No one cares how fast you can get shit done. If you want that mentality, find your own team. That's the whole reason why it's called fast and competitive. Like here. So I'm going to go to Quarter's End. Oh shit, that's search, not crate. Quarter's End. I want standard. Confirm. I want mic required. And I want title. And I'm going to put this. No more clear. Where is it? Expert request. Tags. Then I put in fast and competitive. This is the list for speedrunners. If you cannot follow this, don't join in OFG. If it does not say these two fucking things, do not fucking speedrun in OFG. There's a YouTuber out there that said, unspoken rule of Destiny 2 is don't join a random OFG just to speedrun. just to break out the maps. Because it shows jerk, it makes you look like an asshole, and it makes you look like an idiot. No one cares of how fast you can get the encounter done. We don't fucking care. We like to meet people, we like to play with people, we like to fucking do raid together, and we like to fucking do it as a team. Not see who can get to the end fastest. And then pull you when you try to teach someone. Unless the post says these two words, do not fucking join a post. At all, if you're planning on speedrunning. It's toxic and unnecessary. Especially when you see a damn post that says teaching. Or looking to help. Or help needed. And then you see chill. First time. Lots of fucking time. If you see this post, do not fucking join. Do not fucking join. If you're a speedrunner. That shit pisses me off. There's plenty of teaching runs that have been ruined because people want to pull instead of taking their time and help. If you see this fucking post, do not fucking join if you're going to oob. I think I made my point. I'll see you guys later.